Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you all are in, let me move up a little bit. I hope you all are in the best health and iman today. I'm going to continue with a video series that I want to do about, motherhood, the thoughts of a first-time mom, and things like that. So in the last video, you guys heard me talk about my birth story and how my experience with that was, and overall, alhamdulillah, that was like, it was a great experience. Alhamdulillah. So today I do want to talk to you guys about what happens once you leave the hospital and you bring that baby home. And I'll just tell you guys like a bit of my thinking, like what I went through when I first brought baby Musa home, and what I kind of like, I definitely would want things to be different a little bit when I have my second child, inshallah, if Allah were to bless me with another child. So let's jump right into it. So I stayed in the hospital for, I want to say 2 days or 3 days. He was born Sunday night and I left like Tuesday afternoon around 3 o'clock. Alhamdulillah, he roomed in with me the whole time. So he wasn't in the nursery or anything. He was by my bedside. I had my husband's family come and visit me. My mom came to visit me. And then my mother-in-law came and she stayed overnight. So we left Tuesday. So my mother-in-law came Monday night and she stayed there, with me and helped me get some sleep and helped me, take care of the baby and stuff like that. So that was really cool and that was really great. Alhamdulillah, like my mother-in-law I definitely needed her. I don't think I could have, done this without her, like coming home with a baby without my mother-in-law. Like she definitely helped me and my husband a lot. My husband was dead tired. Like both of us did not sleep. Like the day that I got admitted into the hospital, it was Saturday. And from Saturday to Tuesday, like we literally didn't sleep. We felt like zombies. And I never saw my husband like that. Like he's one that doesn't need a lot of sleep. But he literally looks so crazy. So his mom was like, yeah, you need to go home and take a shower and I will stay with her and, whatever. So alhamdulillah for my mother-in-law coming and staying with me that night. So we left the hospital Tuesday around 3. And I remember getting in the car and I was just like, oh my God, like I didn't want to leave the hospital. Like I liked having the nurses there. I liked having to like being able to like ask him questions all the time. And baby Musa was circumcised. That was like pretty scary for me. Like I didn't want to change his diaper after that. I let my husband change all his diapers. My husband actually changed the first diaper. I was like, you grew up with brothers, you grew up with the guys. Like I never grew up with like boys. I was like, you do this, you handle it. And he did. But yeah, so especially with the circumcision and other stuff, I was just like, oh my God, how do I take care of him? How do I do this? And I liked having the nurses there. So when the nurse walked us downstairs, we got in the car. Like I immediately was just so mad, like at every driver on the road. Like I just remember being like, oh my God, they don't know there's a baby in this car. Oh my gosh, why are they driving like this? And I literally, my husband was like, okay, you need to calm down. But I literally was like, oh my gosh, like I was just freaked out, because he's just so small and it's, definitely crazy, like bringing a life into this, to think that you brought a life into this world. Of course, Allah is the ultimate giver of life. The fact that you just birth a baby and now you are responsible to like bring it into this world and like take care of it, it's subhanAllah, it's crazy, I will say this before I go on with the video as a disclaimer, right? I feel like the experience of giving birth is definitely different for every woman, right? And what every woman needs during the time after her baby is born and bringing home a baby, every woman needs something different based on her personality and based on different things. Some women love having so much help and probably love having guests over immediately after birth, and like some women might want to be around people so that she can feel like a human being, so she can get help and get the rest that she needs. Other women, and some women, don't like that. Some women like to be alone. Some women like that time to just be with them and their husband and their baby. Some women, every woman wants something different, and nothing that a woman wants after like bringing home a baby and giving birth, no one's wrong. Everyone is entitled to feel the way that they feel. I feel like that's very important for me to say right now. Because I remember like bringing home the baby and constantly thinking about not wanting to hurt other people's feelings, but I kind of needed certain things. It's complicated, but I just want to say every woman needs something different, and I think that everyone should respect what a new mother needs, because her needs are what's more important than everyone's feelings, and I really will stand by that. Due to my experience, I feel like if I come across any other woman that gives birth or whatever, I feel like I will make sure that I constantly ask her, what does she need? Because a lot of times everyone gets excited for a new baby and everyone wants to be around that new baby and see that new baby. But a lot of people forget that, this woman just went through something and maybe she needs something. But anyways, that's another thing. Back to coming home. So baby Musa was born 3 weeks early. Nothing in the house was ready for him, which made me have the worst anxiety because I had nothing set up for him. The 3 days that we were in the hospital, my mother-in-law and her friend actually went to clean me and my husband's room and clean it up and disinfect everything for us, and that was really good help. So once we got home, I literally freaked out and I called both my sister-in-laws. I just remember walking in the backyard, kind of crying, because I literally was just what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to take care of him? He's so small. I'm freaking out. And one of my sister-in-laws had just given birth to her first baby 2 months ago. So I called her too, and I was just how did you handle this? How did you feel? Did you have the baby blues? Because I feel like I'm feeling like that. I just wanted to cry the whole time that I got home from the hospital. And it was kind of hard to do because I have a house full of people and I didn't want anyone to think that I was sad, but I wasn't sad. It was just a lot of emotions going on. I don't want to make this video too long, so pretty much one memorable moment was coming home, and so we had a crib and we had a bassinet, so I wanted to keep a bassinet upstairs with my in-laws, so when I go upstairs that the baby has a place to be and whatever. So I remember my brother-in-law, he just jumped in and he totally put together this bassinet within 20 minutes, which totally helped my anxiety a bit because I was just freaking out. So it was really great to have him there, and he just put that bassinet together, so me and my husband are definitely relieved about that. I did write notes because I know I get off track a lot. So yeah, that was kind of my reaction coming home. I did have baby blues for a while. I just remember crying a lot and being in my room and crying a lot. It was a lot to adjust to, and breastfeeding and all this stuff. Yeah, I think I just cried a lot. My husband knows this. I was all over the place. I think I had baby blues for at least a month. And I would still cry here and there for the first 2-3 months, to be honest with you. Because I did go through a lot. Baby Musa wasn't the easiest baby to breastfeed and things like that, so that was hard. That's another thing, people don't understand, the breastfeeding is pretty hard. You're feeding someone with your body, it's pretty draining, it's pretty time consuming, and it's not always the easiest thing. For all you girls who are not you're not pregnant, you don't have a baby yet, do your research on breastfeeding, definitely before the baby comes, because I thought it was something very natural that I would just, and the baby would just do automatically, but it doesn't always go like that. For some women it does, and for some women and babies it doesn't. So I just want to put that out there. Definitely do research on that, so that you can be better prepared for stuff like that. So that contributed a lot to my baby blues, a lot to my crying, especially being sleep deprived. So a lot of people tell you once you have a baby you will not sleep again, and a lot of people told me and my husband that a lot of times, but I don't think they could have, anything they could have told me would have really prepared me for it, because it's really not staying up all night watching Netflix and then getting 2 hours of sleep and then going to school in the morning. It's really not like that. I remember being so sleep deprived that I would hallucinate sometimes at night. I literally would hallucinate and be so confused about what I did when I last fed him. I was very confused. But alhamdulillah, the first 2 weeks of being home, my mother-in-law, me and my husband stayed. upstairs with my in-laws, and my mother-in-law like helped us get sleep. She took turns with us watching the baby at night. Like, she was just a godsend, alhamdulillah, you know. So anyways, moving on. I don't know, I have my TV remote in my hand for whatever reason, guys. So I did want to talk about having help. I definitely had a lot of help, and a lot of women do need help, but you know, a lot of women, like I said before, some women like guest over, some women like having a lot of family over, and some women don't. I was somewhere in between. I remember just wanting to be alone a lot, and I couldn't, like I wasn't, because I do have a big family. My husband's family is very big, and I just remember kind of just wanting like my mother-in-law to be there and like no one else. So I kind of felt overwhelmed a lot of the times, and like my personality is like I love being around people, then I really love my space and I really love being alone. And I think when a woman has a new baby, privacy is very important, and she needs privacy. And I think it's important for guests or other people who are around to ask her, do you need privacy right now? Is it okay if I stay a bit like if you have guests, you know, if you're a guest and you're going to visit a new mom, I don't think it's right for you to stay there the whole day and like want to hold this baby and just stay, like, you know, I've heard stories of like women like being home with their baby and just like waiting for guests to like leave now, you know. So that's like pretty hard to balance. I think the hardest thing to balance having a new baby, especially if it's like the first kid or first grandchild in a family, is like balancing other people's feelings, because obviously you're a new mom, it's your new baby, but this is a new baby for the family as well, and everyone wants to be involved and everybody wants to help and everybody wants to be around this baby constantly. But that's pretty hard too, because again, women need privacy, they need time alone with their babies, sometimes they just need time by themselves. The husband and wife needs time by themselves. You need time to just readjust to certain things, and it's kind of hard to do that when you feel, I think, bombarded with guests or whatever it is. You know, I remember having one friend who, you know, shout out to you, you know who you are. Once I say this, you will know who you are. She constantly texted me, not constantly, but like, you know, daily or weekly, would text me and say like, do you need anything, you know? Is there anything I can get you? Is there anything I can do for you to make you comfortable or anything like that? And I thought that was like really sweet of her to ask, you know, because a lot of the time it was like, where's baby Musa? What's baby Musa doing? What's this, what's that? And I kind of felt like, okay, no one's asking me what I need, and I feel too shy to tell anybody what I need, kind of. So it's really sweet of my friend, like, to really ask me personally, what do you personally need, you know? I really love that. So anyways, again, I just feel like for any new mother and any family that has a cousin, a sister, anyone in their family that like just gave birth, give mom priority, give her space when she needs to. Don't get offended by certain things. I think it's like such a, I will say, I think it's not right for a new mom to constantly have to think, okay, am I hurting this person's feelings by saying, no, I don't want you to hold the baby right now. No, I don't want this right now. No, I just want to, you know, I think it's kind of, it's not right. It's not fair to that new mom to constantly have to feel, you know, bad about hurting someone else's feelings. When someone has a baby, it's really not about you. It's not about other people right now. It is about that mom, and it's about that baby and what they need. And I think it's pretty selfish for, you know, for anyone to feel, I think, like, to take anything personally or to feel like, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but if you guys have experience with this, you can tell me. But I think it's not fair that a new mom would constantly have to feel like she doesn't want to hurt someone's feelings based on the needs that, like, about what she needs, pretty much. So when I do have another baby, I think I will do a lot of things differently. One thing I think I will do is to communicate better about what I need. And I think other women should do that too before the baby comes. You should let your family know, okay, the baby's gonna come. During this hour and this hour, I'll bring the baby to you guys. During this hour, you guys can play with the baby. You can watch the baby for me. You can do this. But during this hour and this hour, me and the baby need to be by ourselves. Me and the baby need this, you know. I think I will communicate more on that about, you know, what I need and what I want to do. And I think other women should do that too. So I hope, like, I tried to pick my words very carefully, because I don't want to offend anyone or hurt anyone's feelings. But again, this is just how I felt as a new mom, and this is just my experience. I do want to say, like, Alhamdulilah I had family, because the night that I did come home with baby Musa, I was in excruciating pain around midnight, and even before that, the whole day my back really hurt. To this day, I do blame the epidural and me having scoliosis. I think that was it. But I remember screaming on the top of my lungs because I was in so much pain. And my husband had to rush me to the emergency room. And we were in the emergency room from, I want to say, midnight to like 6 a.m. And my mother-in-law and her sister, you know, my husband's aunt, like, they watched the baby for us. And I'm so grateful to them, because if they weren't here and it was just me and my husband by ourselves, what would I have done? Like, I would have had to call someone in the middle of the night to come watch my kid, you know. So I definitely am so grateful for having them there, and they helped me so much, you know. So yeah, definitely you do want to have a support system. You do want to have people in place that you need in case of an emergency, because I definitely needed to go to the emergency room. And that was the day I came home from the hospital. I went right back to the hospital because my back, like, really hurt. So I'm really happy that I had family around to, like, help me and my husband. I remember coming home 6 in the morning and my mother-in-law saying, "It's okay, you guys go to sleep," because we actually had a doctor appointment for the baby in the morning, literally. And I remember her saying, like, "No, you guys go and get sleep. I got this right now." And you know, I couldn't have done it without her. I was so sleep deprived. I don't know how we would have taken care of him in the situation that we were. And so, again, I think whatever a new mom needs, it's very important. And having family is so important, and having your alone time is very important. And just being able to communicate your needs to people, again, is very important. So if you guys have any, you know, experience, if you guys relate to this, how you were when you first brought your baby home, definitely comment, subscribe, and make sure to click that bell so you get notifications. I will definitely try to do my videos every Sunday. It's just easier for me during baby's nap times and stuff. Sundays just seem to work. So inshallah, I look forward to making another video for you guys and speaking to you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.